When missiles scream across the Ukrainian night, one sound cuts through the chaos. Patriot launch confirmed. In a war reshaped by drones, deals and deadlines, Washington just made its boldest move yet. A rising drone sound intensifies, matched with visual cue of missile launch. Trump signs off, Germany reroutes, NATO scrambles, and Russia threatens payback. In a dramatic escalation of Western military backing, the Trump administration has authorized Germany to bypass Switzerland in the Patriot missile queue, freeing Berlin to send 2 of its own air defense systems directly to Ukraine. Confirmed by US officials on July 18th, the move is Washington's most urgent signal, yet as Russian aerial strikes grow more intense. This marks the first major facilitation of weapons for Kyiv under President Trump, who recently declared his support for expanding Ukraine's arsenal. The Pentagon has pledged to swiftly replace the German units, enabling Ukraine to deploy the Patriots immediately without weakening Berlin's defenses. However, this move comes at a cost. Switzerland, previously due to receive 5 Patriot batteries by 2028, now faces indefinite delays. The reshuffle echoes Trump's long-standing view that NATO partners must pay their way, turning military aid into a transactional arrangement. Unlike the Biden-era donations, Trump's policy emphasizes deals. Patriots, manufactured by RTX, are among Kyiv's most coveted systems, capable of intercepting advanced Russian missiles and drones. With their high cost, limited availability, and strategic importance, each unit carries political weight as well as military punch. For Ukraine, struggling to shield its cities and infrastructure from near-daily aerial attacks, the arrival of additional batteries could mark a turning point. The move has also drawn quiet approval across parts of Eastern Europe, where leaders have long pushed Washington to take swifter, more decisive steps. Polish Defense Minister Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz hailed the US-German initiative as a necessary escalation. With urgency mounting, US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is convening a NATO summit to coordinate further deliveries. Germany, Norway, the Netherlands, Sweden, Canada and others have signalled readiness to contribute. But logistics remain a challenge. Trump insists the US will be reimbursed, while allies press for clarity on timelines, munitions and operational restrictions.
When do you think the first Patriot missiles, some of these weapons that our allies will buy?
They're already being shipped.
From what countries?
They're coming in from Germany and then replaced by Germany, and in all cases, the United States gets paid back in full. So what's happening, as you know, is the European Union, if you look, mostly European Union stuff, but let's put it in the form of NATO. It's very similar. But NATO is going to pay us back for everything. In some cases, we're going to be paid back by countries of the European Union directly.
Starting to see those
but
payments.
We're always getting our money back in full. So we're not going to have any more investment to make. We're getting our money back in full. And if we can make a deal, that'd be great. We're saving 5,000 or 6,000 soldiers a week. They're Russian and they're Ukrainian soldiers. They're not American soldiers. And we won't have boots on the ground. But it's a shame.
Meanwhile, the Kremlin has responded with a familiar threat. On July 18th, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova warned that countries enabling Ukraine to strike inside Russia risk being targeted.
Moscow considers itself entitled to attack the military facilities of countries that allow Kyiv to strike deep into Russia with their weapons. In the event of further escalation, we will respond decisively and with equivalent force.
The threat, while not new, adds pressure on NATO members, particularly those bordering Russia, to consider how far they're willing to go. While many see the Patriot transfers as strictly defensive, Moscow interprets their deployment near the front as a provocation. Yet, internal consensus among NATO allies is growing. Defense planners now openly discuss moving away from piecemeal shipments toward a collective strategy of replenishment and deterrence. At the heart of these discussions is a shift from reactive aid to preemptive defense, ensuring Ukraine isn't merely surviving, but gradually regaining the initiative. General Alexis Grinkowicz, NATO's Supreme Allied Commander Europe, has been tasked with leading coordination. He is expected to present a plan to synchronize deliveries, training, and maintenance by the end of July. When a Patriot missile battery activates over Ukrainian skies, it does not go unnoticed. The launches echo like rapid-fire hip-hop through the night. Up to 32 missiles streaking at supersonic speeds to intercept incoming threats. Designed during the Cold War, these US-made MIM-104 Patriots have become Ukraine's most effective shield. Since their arrival in April 2023, they've intercepted a range of threats, from Kinzhal hypersonic missiles to North Korean rockets, helicopters, and Iranian-style drones. But they come at a steep price. A single interceptor costs several $millions, often used to down drones worth a fraction of that. Analysts liken it to hammering a nail with an electron microscope. Still, demand remains high. Lieutenant General Ihor Romanenko, former Deputy Chief of Ukraine's General Staff, estimates that at least 25 systems are needed to secure key cities.
The new Patriots will help reduce the lethality of Russian raids, but drones remain the greater threat.
Russian UAVs are evolving, jet-powered, flying up to 5 kilometers high, often evading machine gun defenses. Defeating them requires interceptors capable of speeds over 500 kilometers per hour, combined with advanced jamming systems and lighter aerial platforms. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has confirmed financial backing for 2 new systems, but says details are still being finalized. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz pledged more support for Ukraine during a joint press conference.
Our meeting today was also an opportunity to once again discuss the situation in Ukraine. President Trump launched an important initiative on Monday. The United States is prepared to provide weapons to Ukraine, financed by European partners. Germany wants to make an important contribution to this. We need to speak with our partners as quickly as possible about the details. Above all, we need clarity on how weapon systems provided by European countries will be replaced by the United States. I am very grateful that President Trump has once again expressed his willingness in recent days to continue supporting Ukraine with weapons.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's military faces the complex challenge of integrating these high-tech systems into a battlefield where electricity is intermittent and coordination between branches remains strained. Training crews to operate and maintain the Patriots takes months, and time is a luxury Ukraine may not have. In this context, Washington's decision to allow Germany's transfer is as much about signaling as it is about shielding. Each Patriot sent to Ukraine marks a deeper Western commitment, not only to Kyiv's survival, but to the long-term reshaping of European defense. The coming weeks will test whether NATO can deliver at scale, speed, and cohesion. As Russian missile volleys and drone raids persist, the alliance faces a tight deadline to not only provide protection, but redefine the terms of the conflict. With Trump's 50-day ultimatum looming over, Moscow, the race is on, to arm, deter, and compel before diplomacy expires.